Did you ever trust someone completely, only to discover they were hiding a terrible secret? What if the person you loved was living a double life, lying, deceiving, and using their power to hide the truth from everyone? This story will shock you to your core, because it's about betrayal on a level you never expected. You'll see how one woman's heartbreak turned into strength as she fought back, uncovered lies, and sought justice in a way she never thought possible. The twists and turns will keep you guessing until the shocking reveal that changes everything. This isn't just a story of betrayal, it's a testament to resilience and the power of truth. And trust me, you don't want to miss the moment when everything finally comes crashing down. Before we dive in, tell me, where are you watching from? Drop a comment below, hit that like button if you believe in justice, and stay tuned. This story is about to change how you see trust forever. It was late at night. The sky was dark and quiet. I was tired and feeling a little nervous. I was about to have a big day, but I did not know what was coming. My stomach felt tight and my hands were shaky. I looked at my phone and took a deep breath. I was supposed to go to the hospital. I thought I might be having a baby. I needed help. I called my boyfriend, Tom. He was a police officer. He answered quickly. "Are you okay?" Tom asked, his voice steady. "I think I need to go to the hospital," I said. "I'm in pain." "Don't worry," he said. "I will meet you there." I felt a little better hearing his voice. I grabbed my coat and hurried out the door. The night was cold, but I didn't feel it. I was focused on getting to the hospital. As I drove, I saw flashing lights behind me. I looked in my rearview mirror. It was a police car. The officer drove fast and pulled up beside me. "Are you okay?" the officer asked through the window. "Yes," I said. "I need to get to the hospital." "Follow us," he said. "We will help." I nodded. The police car led me through the quiet streets. I felt a strange mix of comfort and fear. I trusted the police, but I also felt nervous. Something about it did not seem right. Soon we reached the hospital. The bright lights blinded me for a moment. I hurried inside, clutching my belly. I needed help quickly. Inside, nurses and doctors were busy. They took me to a room. I sat on the bed, feeling tired and scared. My heart beat fast. I looked around, trying to understand what was happening. Then I saw Tom. He was standing near the door. He looked calm, confident. He wore his police uniform. His face was serious but gentle. "Everything will be okay," Tom said softly. "We are here to help you." I looked at him. I trusted him. I believed he cared for me. But something did not feel right deep inside. I tried to push the worry away. Suddenly, I felt a strange chill. I thought about the night and the drive. I wondered if I could trust him fully. I was tired, and my mind was full of questions. The night had just begun, and I did not yet know what secrets this night held. What I felt was only the start of something much bigger, something I would never forget. I woke up early the next morning. My head was still tired from the long night. I sat on the edge of my bed and looked out the window. The sun was shining, but I felt strange. Something didn't feel right. I kept thinking about the hospital and everything that happened. I remembered how I had called Tom, my boyfriend, last night. He promised to meet me and help me get to the hospital because I thought I was having a baby. I was nervous, but also hopeful. I trusted him. He said everything would be okay. But now, I was no longer sure. I decided to call him again. I picked up my phone and pressed his number. It rang twice. Then he answered. "Hey," Tom said softly. His voice sounded calm, steady. It made me feel a little better. "Hi, Tom. It's morning now. Are you awake?" I asked. "Yes, I was just thinking about last night," he said. I paused. "Me too. I keep wondering if everything was real or if something was wrong." He didn't answer right away. I heard a quiet breath. Then he said, "Look, I know last night was a lot, but I was there for you. The hospital is a safe place." I nodded, even though he couldn't see me. I was trying to believe him, but my stomach still hurt with questions. Later, I decided to go for a walk outside. I needed to clear my mind. I was still tired, but I wanted to think about what to do next. I walked slowly down the street, watching the trees sway in the breeze. As I walked, I remembered how I had felt when I first met Tom. His smile was kind. His words made me feel safe. I wanted to trust him, but now things felt different. Suddenly, I saw a police car parked near the corner. Two officers sat inside, talking quietly. I hesitated for a moment. They looked serious but friendly. I thought, should I ask them about last night, or should I wait? I wasn't sure, but I felt I needed answers. I took a deep breath and walked over. I said, "Hello, can I ask you something?" One of the officers looked up. "Of course, what do you need?" "I was in a car with the police last night," I said. "Can you tell me what happened? Why were you there?" He looked at me carefully. "We were just helping, making sure everything was safe. Do you want to talk to the officer you were with?" I nodded. "Yes, please." He called out to the other officer. Soon a man stepped out of the car. He looked at me kindly. "You're the woman from last night," he said. "Are you feeling better now?" I nodded again. "Yes, I think so, but I still feel confused. I want to know if everything was okay." "Why were you with Tom? Was he helping me?" The officer smiled gently. "Tom is a good officer. He was just doing his job. We work together sometimes. But I can't tell you everything about last night. That's secret police work." I felt a little sad. I wanted more answers, but I knew I couldn't get everything yet. As I walked away, I thought about Tom. He seemed so calm, so sure last night. But deep inside, I wondered if he was hiding something. Maybe he was hiding more than I thought. I looked at the sky. The morning was bright, but my heart felt heavy. I knew I needed to find out the truth. I had to be brave, even if it was hard. I took a deep breath and promised myself I will find out what is real. I will not be fooled again. And with that thought, I kept walking, ready to face whatever came next. I woke up early that morning. My mind was full of questions. I still felt tired and a little scared. Last night was strange and confusing. I looked around my small room. Everything seemed normal, but I knew I was not feeling right inside. I sat on the edge of my bed and took a deep breath. I thought about Tom, my boyfriend. He was kind and calm, but I felt something was different about him lately. Was I imagining it, or was something really wrong? I decided I needed to understand more. I wanted to know what was really happening. I got up and went to the window. I looked outside. The sun was shining, but my mind was cloudy with doubts. Just then, my phone rang. I quickly looked at the screen. It was Tom. I hesitated for a moment. I wanted to talk to him, but I also felt nervous. I picked up the phone. "Hello?" I said softly. "Good morning," Tom replied. His voice was gentle. "How are you feeling today?" "I'm okay," I said, though I did not feel very sure. "Listen, Tom, I have some questions." "Of course," he said. "Ask anything." I took a deep breath. "Last night, I saw something strange. When we were at the hospital, I saw you with someone. I saw a woman and a baby. Who are they?" There was a pause. I could hear him breathe. Then he said softly, "That is my wife and my baby. I wanted to tell you, but I was afraid you would be upset." My heart felt heavy. I didn't know what to say. I looked down at my hands. My mind spun. This was not what I expected. I thought he was just helping me. I thought he cared. "I don't understand," I whispered. "I trusted you. Why didn't you tell me about them? About your wife and baby?" He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "I was scared. I didn't want to lose you. I thought I could keep everything secret and still be with you." I felt tears in my eyes. I was hurt and confused. "So, all this time, you lied to me?" "Yes," he admitted softly. "I lied because I was afraid. I never meant to hurt you." My mind was full of questions. I looked out the window again. I felt like I was standing at a crossroad. I didn't know what to do next. After I hung up, I sat on my bed. I stared at the wall. I felt cold inside. But I also felt a little stronger. I knew I couldn't stay in the dark. I had to find the truth, even if it hurt. I thought about the woman and the baby. I wondered how she felt. Did she know about me? Did she know about him? My heart beat faster. I wanted to understand everything. Suddenly, I remembered something. A small photo I saw last night, hidden in a drawer. It was a picture of Tom with a woman and a baby. It made everything clear. He had a double life. He was married. And I was not the only one. I felt a mix of anger and sadness. How could he do this? How could he lie and hide the truth? But at the same time, I knew I had to be brave. I could not stay quiet. I had to decide what to do about him and about myself. I stood up and looked into the mirror. I saw my face. I was scared, but also determined. I deserved honesty and respect. I would not let his lies control me anymore. I took a deep breath again. I decided I would talk to the woman, the wife. I needed to hear her side. I wanted to know if she knew about me or if she was as surprised as I was. My mind was clearer now. I knew this was the start of a new chapter, a chapter where I would find my strength and stand up for myself. I would not be a victim of betrayal anymore. I looked out the window once more. The sun was shining brighter now. It was a new day, a day to be brave, to find the truth, and to start healing. And that's what I promised myself. No matter how much it hurt, I would find my way. I would face the truth and be strong. I took one last deep breath and stepped forward. The road ahead was not easy, but I was ready. I was going to find my own peace. And I would never forget. Honesty and courage are the most important things in life. I felt my heart pounding in my chest. Everything had changed so fast. Just a few hours ago, I thought I was going to have a baby. I was scared but happy. Now, I was standing in a hospital room, confused and hurt. I looked around. The room was bright and busy. There were nurses and doctors moving quickly. I saw Tom sitting in a chair nearby. He looked calm, even gentle. His face was so relaxed, like nothing strange was happening. But inside, I felt cold and worried. Something was wrong. Suddenly, I saw her, a woman standing near the baby's crib. She looked at me with cold eyes. Her face was hard, like she was trying not to cry. She was holding a small bundle, her baby. She looked at me and sneered. My stomach sank. I didn't understand what was happening. "Who is she?" I whispered to myself. Tom saw me staring and quickly stood up. He came over and touched my arm gently. His touch was soft, but I could feel his nerves. "Let's talk," he said quietly. But I didn't want to talk. I just looked at him, my eyes full of questions. Then I remembered something I saw earlier. I remembered a small piece of paper I had found in Tom's bag. I had kept it, hidden inside my coat. I gently pulled it out now and looked at it again. It was a letter. It said, "I am with her. I have to leave soon. Love, Emma." My hands trembled. I looked at Tom. His face turned pale. He saw the letter in my hand. "You lied?" I whispered. He looked away, nervously fidgeting. "It's complicated," he said softly. I couldn't believe it. All this time, I had trusted him. Now, I saw he had a whole other life. Then the woman stepped closer. She looked at me and spoke coldly. "You should go. You're not part of this anymore." Her words hurt me. I felt like I was falling. I looked at the baby. I saw how tiny and helpless he was. I wondered if he knew what was happening. Suddenly, the door opened. A nurse came in with a gentle smile. She looked at everyone and said, "The doctor will see you now." I hesitated. I wanted to run away, to hide. But I knew I had to face the truth. Tom finally took a deep breath and looked at me. His eyes showed guilt and regret. "Everything I've done, I'm sorry," he said quietly. But I didn't believe him anymore. I looked at the woman again. Her sneer was gone. She looked at me with a sad, tired face. I realized this was not just about me. It was about a big secret, one that hurt many people. I took a step back. My mind was spinning. I didn't want to stay in this room with so many lies. I knew I had to leave. I had to find my own way. I looked at Tom one last time. I saw the man I loved, but also someone completely different. Someone who used his power to hide his secrets. I turned toward the door. I reached for my coat. I felt tears in my eyes, but I kept walking. As I left the room, I looked back once more. This was the moment I understood. Trust was broken. Lies had taken over. But I was not going to stay quiet. I was going to find my strength. I was going to find the truth. I stepped out into the hallway, ready to go forward. I didn't know what would happen next, but I knew one thing for sure. I would not be a victim of lies anymore. No matter how deep the betrayal, I would find my way. I would stand tall, and I would learn the truth, no matter what it cost me. I step away from the hospital room. My legs feel heavy, and my head is full of confusion. I walk outside into the cold air. The night is quiet, but my mind is loud with questions. I feel like I am lost in a dark forest, not knowing what will happen next. I stand still for a moment and try to take deep breaths. I look around. The stars are bright in the sky, but I do not feel calm. My heart is pounding. My thoughts race like a fast train. I want to understand everything, but I feel so hurt and tired. I sit on a nearby bench and hold my face in my hands. My mind goes back to what I saw inside the hospital. The truth hit me hard. Tom, the man I loved, has been hiding a big secret. He is married. He has a wife and a baby. All this time, he kept it hidden from me. I feel tears in my eyes. I think about the baby, so tiny and innocent. I wonder what will happen to him. I wonder how Tom could lie to me all this time. My trust is broken. I feel like I have lost a part of myself. Suddenly, I hear footsteps. I turn around and see Tom coming toward me. His face looks calm, but I can see a little worry in his eyes. I feel a small flicker of anger. He stops a few steps away. "Are you okay?" he asks softly. I stand up slowly. "No, I am not okay," I say. My voice shakes, but I try to be strong. "You lied to me. You have a wife and a baby. Why did you hide this?" He looks down. "I was scared," he whispers. "I didn't know how to tell you. I didn't want to lose you." I take a step back. "But you lied. You used your police badge to hide your secret. You cheated not only on me, but also on your family." He sighs and looks at me with sad eyes. "I made many mistakes. I thought I could keep everything hidden, but now I see that I was wrong. I never wanted to hurt you." I feel a mix of anger and sadness. "I trusted you," I say softly. "Now I don't know what is real. I don't know if I can believe anything you say." He reaches out his hand, but I step back. "Please," he says, "give me a chance to explain." I shake my head. "No, Tom. I need time. I need to think. I need to decide what I will do next." I turn away from him and walk toward my house. My heart feels heavy, but I also feel a small spark of strength. I know I cannot stay in this confusion anymore. I have to find my own way. I have to be brave. As I walk, I think about everything I have learned tonight. The truth is like a sharp knife. It hurts, but it also sets me free. I will not let his lies control me. I will find my own path, and I will decide what is right for me. I arise home and close the door behind me. I sit on my bed and look out the window at the dark sky. I know this is only the beginning. I have a long road ahead, but I am ready to walk it. I am ready to find my strength and my voice. Tonight was hard, but tomorrow is a new day. I will face whatever comes next with courage and hope. I am no longer just a woman waiting and trusting. I am beginning to see the truth and to find my own power. And that is how I start to heal. I sat on my bed, feeling tired and confused. The last few days had been a whirlwind of secrets and pain. I kept thinking about everything I had learned. Tom, my boyfriend, was not who I thought he was. I found out he was married and had a baby. My heart felt heavy. I felt like I had been tricked and hurt very much. I looked around my small room. Everything seemed different now. The pictures on the wall, the quiet clock, even the light through the window. Nothing felt the same. I took a deep breath and tried to think clearly. I needed to decide what to do next. Suddenly my phone rang. I looked at it and saw it was Tom. My heart beat faster. I didn't want to answer, but I knew I had to. Carefully, I picked up. "Hello," I said softly. There was a long pause. Then Tom's calm voice came through. "Hey," he said. "I know things are confusing right now. I'm sorry for everything." I swallowed hard. "Why did you lie to me? Why did you hide your wife and baby?" He sighed. "I thought I could protect you. I didn't want to hurt you. The truth was too complicated. I felt anger and sadness. You used your police powers to hide your life. That's not okay. You lied about who you are. He was quiet for a moment. I never wanted to hurt you. I was scared. I thought I could keep everything under control. I took a deep breath. I don't want to be part of your lies anymore. I need to find my own way. I don't want to be hurt again. There was a long silence again. Then Tom said softly, I understand. I'm sorry. I really am. I put down the phone slowly. My hands were shaking. I looked out the window and thought about everything. I felt a tiny bit stronger than before. I knew I had to do something. I couldn't stay quiet and be hurt forever. I decided I would find out the whole truth. I wanted to meet the wife and see the baby. I needed to know why Tom had lied and what he was hiding. I also knew I had to protect myself and be careful. Later that day, I stood outside my door. I looked at the world around me. It was not easy to start over, but I was ready. I was tired of lies and pain. Now I wanted the truth. I wanted to be strong, no matter what. I remembered something my grandmother told me once. She said, the truth is like a light. It can hurt at first, but it helps you see clearly. I smiled a little. Yes, I thought, the truth will set me free. I took a step forward. I knew the road ahead would be hard. But I was going to find my own path. I was going to be brave. I was going to find my happiness again. And maybe, just maybe, I would find peace. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Then I opened the door and stepped into the new day. I felt tired and confused as I sat alone in the quiet room. My mind was full of questions. I had just learned the terrible truth. Tom, the man I loved, was married. He had a wife and a baby. My heart hurt so much. I couldn't believe he had lied to me all this time. I looked around the room. Everything was quiet. The baby was sleeping softly in a crib nearby. I knew that baby was a symbol of the secrets Tom was hiding. I wondered what I should do now. I took a deep breath. I knew I had to be strong. I could not stay hurt forever. I decided I would find my way out of this pain. I would not let his lies control me anymore. Suddenly, I remembered how calm Tom had been when I found out. It was strange. He acted like everything was normal. How could he be so calm when his world was falling apart? I thought about the letter I found. It told me everything. I learned that Tom was married and had a baby. My eyes filled with tears. I felt angry and sad at the same time. But then, I remembered something else. I remembered that I was not alone. I had friends who cared about me. I had my own strength inside. I decided I would not stay a victim. I would become brave and face what was true. I looked at the door. I knew I had a choice. I could go home and hide, or I could stand up and do something. I wanted to do something. I wanted to tell the truth. I wanted to get answers. I stood up slowly. My legs felt weak, but my heart was strong. I took out my phone. I decided to call a friend. I knew I needed help. I needed someone to listen and help me plan my next step. As I waited for my friend to answer, I thought about the future. I knew things would not be easy, but I also knew I had the power inside me. I could find a way to be happy again. I could find a new life without lies. The phone rang, and I finally heard my friend's voice. I told her everything. She listened carefully and said, "You are brave. You are not alone. We will find a way." I felt a small smile on my face. Maybe I was hurt, but I was also strong. I took a deep breath and said, "Thank you. I will not give up. I will find the truth. I will find my happiness." And in that moment, I knew I was beginning a new chapter. One where I would be honest with myself and others. One where I would be brave and true. I was ready to face whatever came next. It was early morning when I stood in the hospital room. My heart was heavy. The truth was finally in front of me. I looked at Tom. His face was calm, but I could see the guilt in his eyes. I felt tired and confused. Everything had changed so fast. Tom was holding the baby. The tiny thing was sleeping peacefully. He looked at the baby as if he loved him. But I knew something I never wanted to find out. Tom was not just my boyfriend. He was also a husband. He had a wife and a baby he never told me about. I took a deep breath. My mind was racing. How could he hide this from me? How could he lie for so long? I felt tears in my eyes, but I also felt something stronger. I felt angry. The wife was nearby. She was standing in the corner. She looked at me coldly. Her eyes were sharp. She sneered and said, "So, you finally found out. It's too late now." Her voice was icy. I looked at her. I wanted to say so many things, but I was too overwhelmed. My legs felt weak and my hands trembled. I knew now that Tom was not who I thought he was. He was someone who kept a secret so big it changed everything. Suddenly, I remembered the things I had seen before, the small clues, the hidden photos, the quiet moments when Tom seemed too calm. Everything made sense now. He used his police badge and his job to hide his lies. He pretended to be one person, but he was really another. I turned to him and asked, "Why? Why did you lie? Why did you hide this from me?" Tom looked at me with sad eyes. He didn't answer right away. Instead, he looked at the baby. His face looked soft, but I could see he was trapped. He knew he had made a big mistake. His secret was already out. The wife spoke again. "You never loved her. You only used her to hide your own shame." Hearing that made me stronger. I looked at Tom and said, "I trusted you. I believed in us. But you lied. You lied about everything. Your job, your family, your love. I don't know if I can ever trust you again." The room was quiet for a moment. I felt a strange mix of sadness and anger. My trust was gone. The person I loved had been hiding so much. I realized I had to make a choice. I could stay or I could leave. I could forgive or I could walk away. I looked at the baby and then at Tom. I knew I couldn't stay here and pretend everything was okay. I had to go. I took a deep breath and said, "I need to think. I can't stay right now." Tom nodded slowly. The wife looked at me with a sad smile. She knew what was coming. I turned and left the room. I didn't look back. Outside, I felt the cold air on my face. My legs were shaky, but inside I felt something new rising. I was hurt, yes, but I was also starting to be brave. I was starting to see that I deserved honesty and respect. I knew this was not the end. It was just the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where I would find my own strength. A chapter where I would decide what comes next. I took one last look at the hospital building. Then I walked away, ready to face whatever came next. I knew I had to move forward, no matter how hard it was. Because now I understood. The truth hurts, but it also sets you free. And I was ready to be free. I step out of the hospital. The bright light hurts my eyes. My heart feels heavy. I have just learned the truth. Tom is married. He has a wife and a baby. Everything I believed about him was a lie. I feel sad and angry at the same time. I walk slowly down the hallway. My mind is full of questions. How could he do this? Why did he lie to me? I close my eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. I need to think clearly now. I want to know what to do next. Suddenly, I hear footsteps behind me. I turn around and see Tom coming toward me. He looks calm, but I can see the worry in his eyes. He stops a few steps away. "Why are you leaving so fast?" he asks softly. I look at him. "I know everything now," I say quietly. "You lied to me. You lied about your wife, your baby, everything." He sighs and rubs his forehead. "I didn't mean for it to happen like this," he says. "It's complicated." I shake my head. "No, it's simple. You lied to me from the start. You used your police badge to hide your secret. I trusted you, and you betrayed me." He looks guilty now. "I was afraid. I didn't know how to tell you." I step back. "You should have been honest. I deserved the truth." Just then, I see the wife come into the hallway. She looks cold and angry. She stands tall and looks at Tom. Her face is full of pain, but she also shows a hint of victory. "Tom," she says, her voice sharp, "you lied to everyone. You used your job to hide your lies. I knew I couldn't trust you." Tom looks down. His hands shake a little. He knows he is caught. The wife turns to me. She gives me a small, cold smile. "You were kind. You believed in him. But now you see who he really is. She looks at Tom. He chose his secrets over his family. I feel tears in my eyes. My chest hurts. I thought I loved him. But now I see he was hiding a whole other life from me. I look at him, feeling both sadness and strength. I want to walk away, to leave this pain behind. I take a step forward. I can't stay here anymore, I say. I need to find my own way. Tom tries to speak, but his voice is quiet. The wife takes his hand and squeezes it. They look at each other, knowing their secret is out. I turn and walk away. My steps are slow but steady. I don't look back. I know I've learned the truth. I know I deserve honesty and respect. I will not let his lies hold me down. As I leave the hospital, I feel a strange mix of sadness and hope. I may be hurt, but I am also strong. I will find my own path now. I will start a new life, one where I am loved and honest. This is the end of one chapter, but it's also the start of a new one. I am ready to move forward. I am ready to be happy again, and I will never forget what I have learned. Trust must be earned. Lies can destroy everything, and sometimes the truth is the only way to find peace. I stand alone in the quiet room. My heart is heavy, but I feel something new inside. The truth has come out, and I know I can't go back. The man I loved, Tom, is not who I thought he was. He is a police officer, yes, but he is also a liar and a cheater. He has been hiding a secret. He is married, and he has a baby. I saw it all with my own eyes. The baby is real. The wife, Emma, is real. And Tom's lies are finished now. I sit down and breathe slowly. I feel tears in my eyes, but I also feel strong. I am hurt, but I am not broken. I know I need to move on. I need to find my own happiness, away from his lies. I look around the room, at the empty space. It is quiet, but I feel a lot inside me. I understand something very important. I am worth honesty. I deserve to be loved by someone who is true. I remember the moments when I trusted Tom. I remember feeling happy and hopeful. But now I see the truth. His calm words, his gentle touch, they were all fake. He was hiding a big secret. I see the photo of him and Emma with the baby. I see the letter from Emma that said everything. I feel angry that he used his police badge to hide his lies. He cheated not just me, but the law itself. But I also see something else. I see my courage. I see that I am strong enough to face this pain. I no longer want to be hurt by his lies. I want to be free. Free to find someone honest. Free to live my life without secrets. I decide I will not stay angry forever. Instead, I will use this pain to grow. I will find my own way. Maybe I will talk to friends or family. Maybe I will go somewhere new. I just know I have to keep moving forward. I stand up and take a deep breath. I look out the window and see the bright sky. The sun is shining, and the world is still full of hope. I realize that even after betrayal, life can be good again. I can start fresh. I promise myself this. I will not let his lies define me. I will find my own happiness. I will be honest with myself and with others. I will trust again someday, but only with someone who is true. As I walk out of the room, I feel a small spark inside. It is not just sadness anymore. It is hope. It is the start of a new chapter. A chapter where I am the hero of my story. I know that in the end, betrayal is a hard lesson, but it is also a lesson about my strength. I will never forget what I learned. I will carry it with me as I go forward, because I am brave, because I am worthy, because I deserve the truth, and I will find it. And so, I step into the future, ready for a new beginning. I take one last look at the past, then I turn toward the road ahead. My journey is not over. It has just begun.